Meteorologist Jason Smith. We're in STORMtracker ALERT mode for the potential of extreme cold and possibly a very impressive accumulation of snow in our forecast area on Tuesday. This is something that is extremely unusual to see winter storm warnings up from Texas to Louisiana to southern Mississippi, all counties in our area, and to the east, South Georgia, and in Florida, all the way over to near Jacksonville in that winter storm warning. Now, what type of precipitation will we see? In 2014, we had a heavy accumulation of sleet. That's where you have a snowflake. It melts about halfway down into the atmosphere and then it refreezes before it hits the ground. This is most likely going to be mainly snow. We could see a little mix with sleet at the beginning and the end of the forecast cycle with this event, but it looks like mainly snow for our area. When will it start? Let's take a look at a bunch of scenarios. First of all, kind of what's causing it. I've got the European model up here. We've got a low pressure area that's developing, and by 3:30 this morning, and that's kind of a random time, but it should be really getting organized around that time, and the snow will start flying in Louisiana and Texas. So places like Lake Charles, Houma, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, San Antonio may get an accumulation of snow. We expect the snow to start here probably around 9 a.m. It might be a little sooner than that. The initial part of the snow should be kind of flurries, and then it will pick up to steady snow, maybe even some moderate snow at times, light to moderate snow expected most of the day. We may have a period or two of heavy snow, and with the winds gusting to 25, it could be some really poor visibility. So that's another thing that we don't hardly ever see. I don't know if you would want to call that blizzard conditions, but it's going to be tough going for travel tomorrow. Looks like mid-afternoon, likely to be all snow in the area. We might see a little sleet or freezing rain at the very end, and then it clears out. Wednesday morning will be very cold with temperatures around 15 degrees. The European model right now is predicting about 2 to 3 inches in our area. So that's what it's suggesting, with higher totals in New Orleans, Houma, Louisiana, and Baton Rouge. And looking at the high-res model, this is a little different version. The high-res model, it can be a little too sensitive, and sometimes what it does is it'll overdo it. It is showing flurries in the area in the early morning hours. I don't know if that will take place or not. But as we get into the morning hours, it does show a little better shot at snow in our area at daybreak. So don't be shocked if we start getting some flakes right when you first wake up. The heavier stuff will be here around 9 or 10 a.m. And it may be initially sleet, and then it'll transition to snow, because if there's any layer of the atmosphere between the surface and the cloud that is above freezing, the snow would melt and then refreeze. But once it starts precipitating hard, that creates evaporative cooling, and it should draw the temperature down throughout the column to below freezing, and that means we all get snow. Late into the event, we may see a little rain-snow mix, and then it should clear out, and again, temperatures are going to be below freezing for the whole thing. So we're thinking accumulations. The high-res model suggests higher totals near the coast. That's interesting. Navarre at 4 1/3 inches, Pensacola at 3 1/3. We've got Fairhope close to 4 inches and 5 inches in Gulf Shores. We'll see if that actually takes place, but you can see that we are concerned to the north that we may not see much. Just a dusting, and then a more significant event along I-10 in the high res. The graph futurecast says that the snow would start sometime around 6 a.m. getting into the forecast area with some flurries, and then more widespread snow around 9 a.m. So again, the trends here start sooner and more of a coastal focus. See how it's not getting much going on to the north, while to the south we could see some pretty heavy snow midday and mid-afternoon. And then it finally trails off starting at around 6 or 7 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., the graph futurecast still has snow over Destin and Fort Walton Beach. And I mean, this is extraordinary. Accumulations based on the GFS. You want to see the high end? This is the model that is showing the most precip. About 4 inches of snow in Mobile and Biloxi, and about 5.5 in Pensacola. Not sure if this will verify, but that's what we see on the upper end. Generally speaking, If you take all the models into account, we're going with 2 to 4 inches along the I-10 corridor and Highway 90, Highway 98 area. Once you get up to North Mobile County and Atmore and Bruton up about 1 to 2, and then north of Highway 84, we could only see a dusting of snow. And our temperatures will be super cold. Tonight, we go down to 25. We'll be below freezing all night. It's already below freezing out there right now. That is going to prep the road surfaces for accumulation. It's been cold long enough that this is likely going to stick. Wednesday, morning low of 15, so whatever falls tomorrow will likely still be on the ground. When you wake up Wednesday morning, it will get above freezing during the day. Wednesday, a high of 38, but we go back to 19 on Wednesday night. So travel issues are the main concern for tomorrow and Wednesday. You know, the faster you go, the more dangerous it is. So if you do have to get out, I'd recommend you just really slow down and drive defensively. Watch for the people around you. As far as our extended forecast goes, our temperatures on Thursday, a high of 45. We go down to 25 on Thursday night. And then finally, by the weekend, we'll start to see temperatures getting into the upper 50s across the area as we look at the outlook for Saturday. And by Sunday, we'll see temperatures getting up into the middle 60s. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 10.